Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chop Up Shop with your boy E-Dawg. Wednesday, 4 o'clock p.m. You know what time it is. I got a special guest on the line, recording artist, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, welcome to Easeway Radio, the Chop Up. What's cracking, my nigga?
What's cracking? I like it, man. Sitting over here rolling me up something real special.
Oh, man, ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't never put one in my mouth, but I can imagine it makes y'all feel good because all of my partners fall asleep when we trying to kick it. Anyway, man,
something special because it's a special time. It's a special occasion right now. You know what I'm saying?
Say that then, man. So you know what I really want to talk to you is the beginning. Where did you come from originally? Where were you born?
Oh man, I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, Watts, the Nickerson Gardens.
At what age did you reach Seattle?
Man, like in 84, so I had to be like maybe 7.
7 years old. Yeah. So you have some memories of being in LA then?
Kinda, sorta, just like being at home around my family and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So you wasn't a little bad little nigga in the streets.
Nah, man. Nah. You know what I'm saying?
7 years old, man.
Moved, I think.
Yeah. 7 years old. I mean,
yeah.
I was still riding my bike from South Seattle to the Central District at 7 years old. So, you know, I was a little kid that was out there just hanging out all over the place, man. But you know, you didn't have to worry about your kids back then, so it was a little bit different.
I know, like me back at that age, man. I was playing Voltron, very imaginative.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean.
I remember those games. So let's get to the beginning. What made you start doing hip hop?
Man, just listening to Ice Cube, NWA first. Mm-hmm. I had to sneak and listen to that because moms wasn't having it. You know what I mean? Too much cussing. But NWA, when Cube came out, I was all over Cube because he was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And Scarface and the Ghetto Boys. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you started out with some hard music. Like a lot of people's answers is the Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight, things like that. But you really got influenced off some real hard artists, some real street editorial type of music. Right.
That's what like inspired me to want to spit rhymes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then like as I got a little bit older, I started hearing E-40, I started hearing Sibo, I started hearing Brother Lynch, and it's all been that hardcore type of gangster West Coast kind of music that I've always gravitated to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we are in 2022, and you know we got a little pass. Everybody got a little pass. You know, I had a pass in the streets. You had a pass in the streets. You know, and it developed into, you know, at some point you just had to brush yourself off and say, look, man, I got to be grown. I got to represent, you know, something other than what I'm out here representing. Recently, you lost a good friend that Seattle knows very well, Gangsta Nut. And he didn't die from violence, so thank God of that, because, you know, that could have happened. We were all out there. Some people were out there further than others.
Right.
Man, what did that do to you, losing him? Because this song, I know that we playing so that people don't get it wrong, that you're not diving back into the gang activity, but you were inspired by his death to do this song. Which is one of the best songs I've heard from you. I'm gonna be honest with you. What was going through your mind when you decided to do this?
Orange and Blue Shoestrings it was inspired by him. When he died, man, it was just unbelievable to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it took a few days, but I just sat back and I reminisced on us hanging out, smoking, being in the studio, coming up with concepts. And I really wanted to do something that represented him.
That's right.
Not only him, but me, him and I as a team.
That's right.
Because, like, he put me on.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he basically put me on. He was the first time, Dealing with Nut was the first time that I recorded and something actually got put out.
And that was the twist?
So, and that was the twist.
And for people just real quick, I'm going to pause you. For people that don't know, outside of Seattle, the twist was like a anthem for the Northwest.
It was a hood anthem.
It was a big song, and I'm gonna tell you, I didn't even realize that song was that big until I showed up to a party you guys had downtown Seattle, and I seen this place full to capacity. The venue was full to capacity. You and Gangsta Nut, I didn't know you then, was performing on stage, and these people were like in a trance, singing every word. It was like, I mean, it was like you guys were platinum in the world.
Yeah.
And I felt ABC-ish that I didn't know the words, because I was like, yo, am I really in touch with what's going on in my backyard? Because these cats got a hit record in this town, and people are hypnotized by this song that night. And I was like, man, this is crazy. That's when I got hip to you and the song Twist from Gangsta Nut. So anyway, okay, that was your first time in the studio and really representing a song to the world that did something. So that was all Gangsta Nut.
Right. Yeah, and like that night that you're talking about when you came to the show, that was the night that like the rap game just really had me, because I'm gonna tell you something that probably no one knows. So I recorded this song called Haters. It was called Fuck Them Haters with Coconut. Nut heard it. And a couple days later, he showed up at my house, and I was like, I mean, I hadn't seen him in so long because I used to go to high school. Well, I went to Denny, but he was going to Chief Self, and he would always end up popping up over at Denny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I recorded the song. He heard it. He came to my house and picked me up, took me to his house after we got some bud. Then he popped this tape in, and then I actually heard the song, and I'm like, nigga, where did you get that from? He was like, don't worry about it. And he was like, well, look though, I want to use your hook, and I want to put you on a song. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm with that. So basically, I wrote the song. I wrote the hook, but then he just added his flavor to it.
Wait. So what you telling me is the Twist hook was actually on one of your records, and he had got a hold of one of your records, and then he decided that to ask you, instead of just sampling your hook, he actually came to the person that did it, and it was a song, and asked you if you would redo this hook on a beat he had. Then you guys created the Twist.
Exactly.
Man, that's chemistry.
Yeah, man, and that was my first song ever to be distributed, and people heard it, and people like knew it, and like to say it word for word. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was word for word.
I was stuck, man. After that, I was stuck. I had to keep doing music.
You got a style that I can. That's a trip, because it's gangster, but it has a little bit of if I was to compare it, I would say a little bit of DOS effect. The way you twist some of the words, you have your own style. I don't hear nobody out there that sounds like you. But if I was to compare anybody, every blue moon or every few bars, you would hit a little bit of DOS effect, but not DOS effect as in it sounds old school. It's like you invented a style off of that style, but then can keep it gangster.
And see, like, a lot of that, of the sticker stag stutter that I have in my flow. Yeah. I always E40. Brother Lynch, Sibo, I studied them. I mean, I would play a song, and then I hear something that they say, I press stop and rewind. Stop, play. Stop and rewind. Stop, play. I mean, you know what I mean? Until I got it. And then I was just like, man, I want to do something else to it. I want to make it mine. You know what I mean?
And you did that. You definitely did that, because I don't hear E40. I don't hear Sibo. But you created something, and that's what hip hop is. Elevating something. We don't want 10 E40s. We don't want 10 Sibos. But that was incredible how you explained how you adopted some of each of their style and created your own style out of it. That's dope. I can respect that.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
You got this song right now, Orange and Blue Shoestrings. What? Now, finish telling me how that came to bat, man.
I mean, so it was like I was saying earlier. It came to fruition that with the death of Net. You know what I'm saying? And I really wanted to rep him and rep us. And I figured the only way that I could do him justice with that is by kind of going back a little bit into the past on getting on topics that we used to be on.
Yeah. I'm feeling what you're saying.
And just put it down that way, you know what I mean?
So you had to
that's really how it.
You had to tap into the G shit. And like you said, when you lost your buddy, you kind of went back to the streets for a minute. And with that, going back to the streets, you went back and reloaded and had to adopt some things and bring them back to the world. I get it. I get what you're saying. Because sometimes I get into a situation where it's not so spiritual, but it's more hood connected, where I want to jump in my car and go visit a couple of my homeboys that still got their foot in the street, or I want to go to the hood and eat, whether it's eat dinner, hang out for a few hours. It does do something to you, and it make you feel good. It make you feel comfortable. Like I'm comfortable in them streets. It's not like the people that the only way you can be uncomfortable in the streets where you come from is if you was fake, right? I don't like.
Or you just weren't from the street.
And you weren't from the streets, and you or somebody brought you there. You got hip to some things, and you can go and hang out. But I sometimes I say, man, I need a little bit of my past. I need to get my car. I need to go back. And sometimes I go back and it checks myself too. So, there are a lot of people hear the bad things about the streets, but we had a lot of fun in them streets too. You know?
Man, hey, and not everybody from the streets is bad people.
That's real talk.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That's real talk.
Because my guy, Ned, man, he would give you the shirt off his back, like literally. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, every time I ran.
He was the kind of cat that if he loves you, he loves you, and he always wanted to be around you.
That's a trip, man, because every time I seen him, the gangster that I got, he got that little creepy eye when he's walking in the club. He puts his hand out first. When he got respect for you, he puts his hand out first, and he always said this to me, man, when we gonna do a song?
Yeah.
and that's his first words out of his mouth every time, and I took that as a sign of respect. That the cat want to do a song, and for some reason the stars just never went in line. Like we not hanging with the same people. Like for say, like I know Shorty, but that's it. That's where the train stopped.
Right.
The crazy thing about Orange and Blue Shoestrings, and this is what I respect about it. It's sort of like what Snoop Dogg is doing right now with commercializing Crippin'. He's presenting Crippin' in a good way, a business way.
Right.
He's showing people that this ain't all we do. Like, we're just, these are the cards we dealt with, but some of us dug ourselves up out of this hole and handle our business. So we're not ignorant and stupid like people would paint the picture outside looking in.
To me, I would call what Snoop is doing is real crippin'.
Because that's what that I was gonna get to that. The beginning meaning of crippin' there's a meaning to it. There was a reason for the organization. Yes, everything gears off. It's like you can start something beautiful, and it takes only one individual to mess that up. But then so much bad came from it that it takes way too much to clean it up. We're not trying to clean it up overnight. We're just trying to give you another identification of, how to detect a human being that has changed his life, like Nipsey Hussle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So when I heard Orange and Blue Shoestrings, I never sat there and thought, man, this dude's banging. That's not, it wasn't bang. It was like, ooh, it was like his boy's representing. Like, he's representing in a good way.
Right, because it's really like a celebration for everybody. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not just, because we from the groove, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's not just a celebration for the groove. It's a celebration for nut, meaning it's a celebration for everybody. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can get your C-walk on to it. You can get your groove step to it. I mean, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's more than what people think it is. It's more than what it sounds like. Mm-hmm. You got to pay attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and maybe that's what it takes to get that. To get those songs, man, is reality. Sometimes, like I said, we got to tap into our old hood showcase and bring something out of it. Like, yo, and sometimes like I said, we can not be involved in the streets and still bring the streets out. And that's what I've been trying to tell cats that kind of criticize cats for not coming back to a hood or not being involved in the hood. Like, it's always gonna be in you. It's not on you, it's in you. So
exactly.
It's like learning a different language. Like, I went to China and I learned a new language, but that doesn't change where I come from and who I truly am. That just means that I'm a hood nigga speaking Chinese. You know what I'm saying? So what's next for you, man? What's next for Mr. Jones?
Man, I've been working on a lot of music, man. The end goal is an album.
Okay.
But right now, I'm playing the single game. So we're going to keep dropping singles. But I got a lot of music. I work with Shay Black.
Oh, yeah.
Who is my bro. Shay Black passed away 2 weeks after Gangsta Nut did. And to me, I look at both of them, I put them both on the same pedestal because, for one, Nut believed in me more than I believed in myself at the time. You know what I'm saying? And he showed me some things in regard to being able to hone my craft and being able to mold myself into any situation. Because I'm gonna tell you, when I met Ness, I wasn't rapping like that.
Oh.
I wasn't rapping like that at all. But I saw the opportunity. So I was like, okay. I told myself, whatever they own, I'm getting on it. So it don't matter if they was coming with the backpack rap, I was coming with the backpack rap. You know what I mean? Because I saw an opportunity, because these was people that was putting stuff out. People was hearing them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was young and hungry. I'm like, okay, let's get on it. So whatever my guy is on, I'm getting on the same thing. So basically, he put me on in that fashion. Shay Black, he is the reason why I sound like I do on Orange and Blue Shoestrings right now.
Okay.
Because he helped me develop myself. I got a lot of production from him, and he was one of those guys. He wasn't a yes guy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He liked my music, but if it was something that wasn't right, he's like, nah, Jones, that's not it.
I love those type.
Yeah, exactly. I love that too, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
So like, he produced a lot of stuff for me before he passed, and we didn't really get a chance to finish it all, but I put him on the same pedestal as Nut because he taught me a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's crazy, man, how life situations can still give a man growth. No matter how old you are, you can still learn. And that, to me, is living.
Yeah.
Living is if you still learning. Yeah, man, unfortunately, I remember them situations. You know, Nut died. Gangsta Nut. Then after Nut died, you lost Shay, which not only was your mentor and part of your music, but he also was your roommate. So
yeah, he was my brother, basically.
Yeah, so Easeway Radio in the building. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's the Chop Up with Mr. Jones. The 30-minute Chop Up right here on Easeway. We are talking about what inspired the song Orange and Blue Shoestrings. We also touched on an old song that was a classic in Seattle called The Twist. Mr. Jones and Gangsta Nut produced. That's how I got to know about him and stuff like that. You guys know him as, you know, Mr. Jones, also working with Shorty. They had a song that was similar called Chucks, and I was in love with that joint. When y'all performed that, y'all went hard. That was my joint. I mean, really, I talked about that song every year. That was, to me, clearly Shorty best highlight song. Also, you know, I was so that's why I always talk to him about that song, and it's crazy because I need to go back and listen to that joint because that was on repeat. That was on repeat, and that's why when I heard Orange and Blue Shoestrings, I was just like, you mastered that sound. That sound is definitely you. Everything's clean about that track. You took your time with it. You know, I was trying to get it early. Like, man, what are you talking about? Then you're gonna send me the song. And I was like, yo, we putting this in rotation right now. You're like, bro, it's not out. I didn't care if it was out. I'm putting it out today. No, I didn't do it, but I wanted to put it on the radio that damn day. That day.
Yeah. Hey, man, and that's one thing I love about you, bro. For real. That's That's one thing that I love about you, bro. I mean, cause you're not a yes guy either. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Not everything is good. You know what I'm saying? And I know when you don't like something, but when you do, man,
it's gotta be heard.
So that's really why I sent it to you.
Yeah.
You was the first person that I sent it to. It's like I had literally just got it back from Robert.
Yeah. Now you know I got a joke, because I always joke. I'm / comedian. Is that why we ain't seeing you on no Fuck Shorty episodes, because you stutter?
Hey, look, I was thinking about it too, but then I was like, man, fuck no, man, I don't want to be on that shit, man. Man, it was really because, my bro was like, I want you to be on come be on the show. I was like, okay. He was like, your name's gonna be Stutter something. It's gonna be Stutter and then like a name. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm not doing that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know I stutter, but I mean, damn, though. I gotta be a part of my name, though. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, though. But it's all real. It's really you, right? So he's trying to get the natural. He wants the natural played out of you so that you won't have to worry about messing up, right? So you don't have to worry about getting it right. Now, the scene might take a little longer to shoot. But y'all gonna get through it. It's in you, not on you. It's funny, man, because I rank on Shorty, because at first I was keeping up with all the episodes, but I can't keep up with him. It's like an episode, like you know, they stop on the Netflix joints. They stop for about a couple months, and then all of a sudden there's some next ones. Nah, Shorty is every Wednesday. I'm like,
but see, look, the coldest part about it though is that the nigga is, man, bro, he's dope. He's getting, like, everything's getting better. It gradually gets better, bro.
Crazy.
That's what I like about it. You know what I mean?
Crazy, persistent, man. Like, being, you gotta love what you do, and that's why I tell people all the time. And I wanted to go back to real quick with the Northwest Highlight Show when I was over there hosting with Big G at KK&W. He asked me to host the show early. Come to the station, man. Come on, man. Give us your blessing. And I said, man, I'm gonna do radio. That's my plan. That's in my plan, but I don't want to do it right now. Right? Because I knew my age was getting up there, and I wanted to save this for when I wanted to switch over. You know what I mean? And he was like, man, come on, E. And I did one show, and I swear to God, I don't know what a cluck feel like, but I felt like I hit that first blast.
Hey, man, they say, man, like, once you get your first taste, man. Hey, so it was kind of sort of like that.
What they say in the street? Booyah!
Getting on radio.
Is it booyah? I said, man. Once I did it, I knew it was me, and I wanted to do it. But yeah, man. You know, let's get back to the single, because we technically out of time, but let's just save these 2 minutes. Tell people how to get in touch with you, how to grab your music, and so forth.
Yeah, you can holler at your boy, Mr. Jones, on Instagram, at @thereal_206 Mr. Jones. You can get at me on Twitter at Big Jones. That's at BIGJONZE, Big Jones.
What about the Facebook?
And you can get at me on Facebook. Just type in Mr. Jones, MRJONZE. And the music is everywhere. So if you're on Spotify, type Mr. Jones in. If you're on YouTube Music, type Mr. Jones in. If you're on iTunes Music, type Mr. Jones in. You know what I'm saying? We everywhere.
Y'all heard it, man, right here on the Chop Up. Your boy, Mr. Jones, Seattle 206, West Seattle representative, right here on Ease Way, because we see it no other way. Hey, Jones, I appreciate you.
Good status. I appreciate you, man.